pistol on that dresser. Ain't afraid to show it, I'll expose it if I dress up. Riding in that tester, roasted nigga ketchup. Sipping on that Sevra, till I messed up like yes sir. So now I'm getting changed, people looking at me strange. Like niggas switching lanes, never change, still the same. We fuck bitches, get paper. You fuck niggas on papers. We walk around with lasers. You probably own some tasers.
Gotta love mom life. It's okay. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome to my channel. Today I'm deciding to do a update video for a coming back to doing YouTube. So I have been on for a little while and I just needed to take a break. I was pretty good about coming back and everything after having him. I was kind of a little bit off my game, but I still uploaded, but I just stopped uploading for a little while, and I know a lot of you guys have been asking on my Musical.ly when I'm going to be posting a new video. Well, this is the new video that's going to come up. It's not going to be anything super duper spectacular and fun. I'm just basically going to be just sitting here and updating you guys on everything that's been going on with our little family and just life in general, because, you know, I've kind of left a lot of things in the dark. I don't really necessarily talk about a lot of stuff that's been going on with our lives, but yeah, that's basically all that this video is going to be about. I did ask you guys on a poll on my Instagram what other video you wanted me to do, a day in my life or Instagram controls or a day, and you guys did pick the day in my life one. But don't worry, if you did want to see the Instagram controls my life, I will be filming that one too, but it won't be going up before the day in my life. The day in my life will be the first one being filmed, and then the Instagram controls my life will be the second video that's going to go up. So don't worry, don't be disappointed if your video was not picked, because they both will go up, but obviously the day in my life will go up first. But anyways, I'm going to stop rambling now and just basically get right on with the video. So it's been very up and down lately with our little family. There's been a lot going on, just a lot has happened, and lots of stress, a lot. So first of all, Grayson has been doing pretty well. He's had some ups and downs since he's been born. We did think he had an ear infection at one time because he pulled at his ear a lot, and if you guys don't know, a baby pulling at their ears can signify them having an infection. So that was like my first key instinct was, oh, he might have an ear infection because all he's doing is pulling on his ear. Good thing is he did not have an ear infection. They said that his ears are super duper clean, which is kind of surprising for babies his age, because usually they still have yuckiness in their ears from the womb and everything like that, but his ears were really clean, which was super good to hear. And they said that it might just be from him spitting up his formula. It's hurting his ear, or it's just a comfort thing to him to mess with his ear. And I do think that it is a comfort thing, because he isn't spitting up as much as he was back when we first took him to the doctors for his ear. So I do really think that it is just a comfort thing. He just likes to pull on his ear to comfort him. So I'm not too worried about it. Obviously, if he shows other signs of having an ear infection, I will take him to the doctors. But basically, he's just pulling at his ear every once in a while. The next thing going on with Grayson is his spitting up. So once we had to start supplementing breast milk in with formula and feeding him both throughout the day, he was starting to spit up a little bit more than what a normal baby would. Alright, no screaming when I go to burp you, young man. Because he likes to scream and stuff sometimes. Oh, good job. He was spitting up quite a bit, and what I mean by quite a bit was it would literally take his breath away by how much he was spitting up. and it scared him. He would cry so much, and it was a lot he was spitting up. Probably about an ounce he was spitting up. So we thought at first it was the formula that we were giving him, and because you never know, we didn't know if he was like milk intolerant, or what it was, because we did tell my WIC providers. If you guys don't know what WIC is, it is a place where they help you get formula and stuff and food for you and your baby if you aren't able to afford it. I am not able to afford formula for him, so WIC pays for formula, which is, I'm pretty sure, covered with my insurance as well. So that's good, because let me tell you guys, formula is really, really expensive. A can of formula, like the little cans, they're like 20 bucks a can, and that is really pricey. Grayson will probably go through one can a week, but that might be changing to a can and a half now, because he drinks 4 ounces of formula now and not 3. He is a big boy, growing and eating a lot. So yeah. But basically, we thought it was his spitting up, so we told them, and they're like, oh, that's like the gentlest formula that we provide and everything. And I was like, okay, so maybe it's just him getting used to the formula still, because at the time he was not used to formula. He was used to breast milk, but since my milk supply had started to drop, we had to start giving him both formula and breast milk. So yeah. Then I started to think that maybe it was that his stomach was very confused on which to get used to, breast milk or formula, since we were using both, and it would be kind of like here and there when we would give him breast milk and formula for the most part. So I thought that might be what was messing with his stomach. So I did just stop breastfeeding altogether. I was just planning on not breastfeeding anymore anyways, because my milk supply just completely was pretty much gone. I didn't even get an ounce of breast milk, so I honestly didn't see the point of giving it to him anymore and trying, when it was just messing with his stomach anyways, which that was probably partially the reason of why he was spitting up so much, but it definitely was not the big thing. We did find out that the big part of why he was spitting up is because of the bottles we were using. We were using a Walmart brand Parent Choice, and they are supposed to be 0+ month bottles. They are supposed to have a slow flow nipple on them, and that's just not the case with those ones, or at least it wasn't the case for him. They might work out perfectly for some people, but for him they were not working, because he drinks fast. Like, he found a way to suck down those bottles super duper fast, even with a slow flow nipple, and he was gathering. That was scary. I don't know what happened, but somebody walked by my room, and that was kind of freaky. Okay. But basically he was sucking down it. Basically he was sucking down his bottles super duper fast and getting a lot of air inside of him, so he was just getting lots of air bubbles and spitting up a lot, so it was not good for him. I keep hearing somebody outside my door, and it's really creepy to me out. It's weird. So we switched him. I think it's my mom. Pretty sure it's my mom. I don't know though. So we switched him to Dr. Brown's bottles, and he's been super duper way better with them. They have a air tube thing in the middle of them, which takes any air that is collected in the formula, and it takes it back down to the bottom so that it is not in the formula really. So that's good. He doesn't spit up as much. He has a few spells every here and there where he will like really lots, like spit up quite a bit, but definitely nothing like he used to. So that is really good that he's not spitting up as much. He's gonna be a brat. Hey, 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 you're fine. He wants his bottle back, and I'm not gonna give it to him until I get a burp. Hey. See, I knew you had it in there. Yeah, I did. I knew you had one in there. Oh, Lord, have mercy. Already spitting up. Spit up, monster. Well, I gotta clean you. You can't have just dirty mouth. Yeah, I gotta clean you up. Here. So the last thing that had been going on with little man basically is a rash. You might be able to see it on his face now or not. So I started to get really concerned. He started out having a couple of bumps on his face, like probably a week or two after he was born, and I was like, oh, it's just baby acne, nothing to worry about. But as weeks went on, we started noticing that it was spreading, and it wasn't spreading super duper fast in the beginning. And I wasn't too worried about it. I thought maybe it was a heat rash because it had been super duper hot out. So I was like, oh, it might just be a heat rash. And then last week, I was at Alan's house, and Grayson, the day before when we went over, before he went to bed and I went to bed and we were all good and everything, he only had like 2 or 3 spots on his stomach. And when we woke up, his whole stomach was covered in spots and bumps, and I was really, really concerned because that was the fastest that I ever spread. It was just really concerning. His face looked really, really bad too. Like, it was just really, really scary. So I immediately called his doctor, and they had an appointment set that day for him. And he turns out to only have really bad baby acne. Some babies do have it really bad, some babies don't have it at all, but basically, since the hormones that were in his body from inside the womb, they are starting to wear off. So basically, he's breaking out a lot from those hormones wearing out. They said that it will start going away on its own, and just to be careful, keep an eye on it. If anything else like changes or anything like that and it looks different and not like healthy or infected, to make sure to call them back. But he's been doing pretty well. They are starting to fade away slowly but surely. His skin has been super duper dry from them though. I do try to put lotion on them, but it does not seem to help at all. His skin is still super duper dry wherever they are. But hopefully they will go away soon, because I'm sure where his skin is dry, it does not feel too good. But for the most part, he's doing really, really well now. So I guess I could go ahead and update you guys on what is actually like going on with him now, like updates and stuff. So some updates on Grayson is he is growing super duper well. He's gaining amazing weight. They were kind of worried about his weight in the beginning because he did drop a lot of weight and wasn't gaining it back as fast as he should have been. And the main reason for that was because I wasn't able to breastfeed him. He wasn't latching and he wasn't eating at all. Basically, he just did not want to eat, and he was eating very little until I got a breast pump, and then his weight was still pretty low because I didn't get a lot of breast milk. So basically, getting him on formula definitely did help him get weight up. So he was 7 pounds 14 ounces at his one doctor's appointment when we took him in for his ear, and now he is 8 pounds 14 ounces. He has a doctor's appointment this week, which he will probably get his 1 month shots. I'm super nervous about them, and unfortunately Alan's not going to be able to go with us because he has to work, which is going to be really hard to do it all on my own, but you know, Grayson's got to get his shots and everything to make sure that he's healthy. I know there's like a lot of stereotypes about vaccines and stuff like that and getting shots, but I want to do it for Grayson because I had them done. I have nothing wrong with me, so I don't see the harm of doing them. He so far still has like blue, grayish eyes. His eye color is kind of green at times, and sometimes it's like a really faint brown. So I think they're still trying to develop into what color they're actually going to be. His hair is black, but it's not pitch black. It's like a lighter black. Lighter black. So pretty much like a really dark brown, I guess you could say. His hair is super wild, if you could not tell already. He loves cuddles and just overall loves to be cuddled. He is trying to stand up. Whenever we try to like sit him down on like a flat surface, he pushes his feet up to stand up and everything like that. But of course we're still holding him. He is definitely not steady enough to do that on his own. He's pretty much holding his head up on his own. He still is working on a little bit of muscles, like wiggling around and stuff and controlling his head. But for the most part, he is lifting his head pretty much up really well on his own. He does tummy time every once in a while. He loves to lay on his tummy time pillow on his back and just sit there and look around the room. That's one of his favorite things to do. What else? He drinks 4-ounce bottles now, which I need to burp you again before you finish this bottle, because I'm not having you spit up all over yourself again. I don't know what else to give you guys updates on. Grayson is officially a month old. He is staying awake a lot more during the day, and he does somewhat sleep better at night. Some days he sleeps all night until 5:30 in the morning. Other times he's up more. The last couple of nights he's been kind of iffy because he just hasn't felt good, so he's obviously going to be cranky and up more. But that's basically it for him. So I guess I could go into things going on with me, Alan, and us as a complete family. So for me, postpartum wise, I'm doing really, really well. I'm basically pretty much all healed. I have some pains here and there, especially like if I'm walking a lot, the sides of my stomach will start to hurt. But it's just basically the muscle there is still kind of like healing, and is still pretty sore from giving birth, which is very understandable. But I'm exercising and everything like that perfectly fine. I'm taking care of him perfectly fine. I am extremely overtired, and just it's getting to me, making me feel not my 100% best, but I am healthy as far as anything goes. I did get an infection. I had a urinary tract infection. I got that a couple of days after I got home. Can you move your hand, please? Thank you. I got a urinary tract infection a couple of days when I got back home. It was probably a week before I actually got medicine, but it is all gone now and it's all good. Oh, I'm super tired, guys. But overall, I am doing really well. So for going on to me and Alan, how me and him are doing, we're doing pretty well. We are having some downs right now because it's just super duper stressful right now. He's starting work. We're trying to get used to being parents. He's still getting used to being a dad. There's just a lot going on, and we're trying to work things out because we do want to do what's best for Grayson. So that is our main priority right now. So me and Aylin are trying to work on a lot of things. And yeah, we are getting everything that we need to get for him and what we personally need to buy, and then we're going to start looking into getting an apartment hopefully and just being able to live on our own, because that's definitely one of the big things right now that is causing problems between everything. Shh. What? What? Whoa. Is that we aren't living together yet, so it's hard to spend time with each other and for him to spend time with Grayson because he works all the time. I'm not always able to spend the night over there. I'm busy sometimes here, and it's just hard. If we were to be living in the same place, like living together on our own, things would probably be a little bit more easier overall, but we're going to be working towards that, and hopefully everything starts to work out. Fingers crossed, but overall things are going good, one step at a time, figuring everything out. Grayson's doing good and all of that, right buddy? I'm gonna get spit up on now, I know it. Either that or he's just about to fall asleep, which could also be the case. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you did, give that video a thumbs up and subscribe, and we will see you guys all in the next video. Bye guys.
Straight stuff, fake girlfriends, one day us. Got taking hoes, I'm hitting hoes. You can tell by my page stuff. My niggas getting right, smoking weed with dirty Sprite.
Been a while out for the weekend. Me, myself, and all my 3 friends. Nigga feel like go getting leaked in. ASAP niggas finna sneak in. Finger to the credit.